Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. The day opens with a tense stillness at General Hospital as Jacinda moves through the corridor with a determined stride that immediately signals she's not here for routine business. Her expression is tight, her jaw set, and anyone paying close attention can see she's preparing herself for something major. She knows the consequences of what she's about to do, but she also knows the cost of staying silent would be far worse. After days of debating, arguing with her own conscience, and weighing every angle, she finally makes her move, and it's bold enough to send shockwaves through Port Charles before the day is over. Her first stop is the administrative office upstairs. She's been quietly collecting information, carefully watching dynamics around her, and piecing together a trail that doesn't quite add up. Every instinct tells her something is wrong with the narrative people around her have been offering. So instead of approaching this cautiously or quietly, Jacinda decides the time for subtlety is over. When she walks into the office, she wastes no time confronting the person she believes has been dodging the truth. Her words come fast, sharp, and unflinching. There's no room left for misinterpretation. She's demanding answers, and she's refusing to let the situation be swept aside again. Meanwhile, Laura is across town preparing for what she expects to be an ordinary meeting. She's accustomed to juggling crises, both personal and professional, but today she's convinced she's on steady ground. What she doesn't expect is the shocking piece of news that's about to fall into her lap. The moment she receives the call, her confidence evaporates. Whoever is on the other end gives her only the essentials. Enough information to pull her into the center of the unfolding drama, but not enough to give her clarity. Her expression changes instantly. Concern turns into disbelief, and disbelief slowly morphs into a cold, steady dread. She sets down the phone, steadying herself as she tries to process what she just heard. She knows she needs to act quickly, but she also knows that everything she thought she understood about the situation is now in question. Laura heads straight to the hospital, her mind racing. She thinks about the implications, about how many people could be affected, and about what will happen if something isn't done immediately. She walks in expecting to get a straightforward explanation, but what she finds instead is chaos. Staff members are whispering, anxiously shifting from room to room, and the building energy suggests that news is spreading faster than anyone can contain it. Laura asks questions, pointed, direct questions, but no one seems willing to tell her what she needs to know. It's only when she pushes her way into the source of the commotion that she gets the full picture, and the shock hits her harder than she ever expected. At the same time, Nathan is dealing with his own confrontation. He's been pushed, pressured, and cornered for days, but today marks the moment he decides he's not backing down anymore. His patience has been worn thin by half-truths and hidden agendas, and there's a growing certainty inside him that the only way to move forward is to meet the challenge head-on. He has evidence, he has motive, and he has every intention of making sure his voice is heard. So when he finally steps into the room where the brewing conflict has been waiting for him, his entire posture radiates confidence. The people facing him expect hesitation, maybe even retreat, but they're met with resolve instead. Nathan lays out his case with undeniable precision. He recounts every detail, every inconsistency, and every clue that led him to this point. He refuses to let anyone interrupt him. His voice stays calm, but it carries an unmistakable firmness that leaves no room for negotiation. Anyone trying to pressure him into silence quickly realizes their strategy isn't going to work. Nathan has found his footing, and he's no longer willing to compromise. It becomes clear that the more opposition he faces, the more determined he becomes. The pushback only strengthens his resolve. Back in the administrative office, Jacinda's confrontation escalates. She is tired of waiting for someone else to act. She's tired of excuses. She presents what she knows, what she has gathered, and what she suspects. Her determination rattles the person she's speaking to, and even though they try to maintain their composure, it's clear they weren't expecting her to come armed with so much information. They attempt to deflect, but Jacinda's persistence traps them in a corner. She isn't accusing blindly. She has a pattern, motive, and timeline. And she's making it increasingly difficult for anyone to deny what she has uncovered. As Jacinda pushes harder, she starts to connect dots out loud, details she had only quietly speculated about before. Her voice sharpens each time the other party tries to shift blame or downplay their role. The intensity in the room grows, and by this point, several staff members walking by stop within earshot, sensing that something significant is unfolding behind the partially closed office door. It becomes clear that Jacinda's actions are not just bold, they're seismic. If what she's saying is true, it will reshape more than just the narrative. It will force people to reckon with decisions that were hidden beneath layers of deception. Laura enters the scene just as the tension reaches its breaking point. She intends to ask Jacinda for clarity, but once she sees the atmosphere and hears fragments of what's being discussed, she realizes the situation is far more explosive than she anticipated. The shock she received earlier is nothing compared to the full truth unfolding in front of her now. Her instinct is to intervene, but she stops herself. She needs context. She needs accuracy. And she needs to maintain control over the rising panic among the staff. For several moments, she stands silently, observing. She listens to Jacinda lay out her arguments, listens to the defensive scrambling from the person being confronted, and slowly starts to understand why everything felt so chaotic earlier. The pieces begin falling into place, and Laura realizes this confrontation isn't just necessary. It may be the only way to expose what has been happening behind the scenes. Still, Laura can't ignore the shock she feels. The implications of the revelation extend far beyond the hospital walls. Decisions made by people she trusted or thought she understood now appear to have been influenced by motives she never considered. She feels a heavy sense of responsibility settle on her shoulders. She has to mediate this situation, but she also knows she must not interrupt too early. As timing the confrontation continues, Nathan arrives at the hospital, unaware that his own battle is about to intersect with Jacinda's. He's still fueled by the determination that guided him earlier, and he heads directly toward the source of the commotion. The moment he walks into the hallway and sees Laura standing outside the office door, he immediately understands something serious is happening. Before Laura can stop him, Nathan steps inside. His presence shifts the dynamic instantly. Jacinda turns toward him, her expression a mix of relief and urgency. She knows Nathan's involvement could be the tipping point. Without hesitation, she shares the final piece of information she's uncovered, something she had been debating whether to bring up, something that connects to the very issue Nathan has been fighting to expose. The person being confronted visibly falters. The room goes silent for a moment that feels like it stretches endlessly. Nathan listens intently, taking in each detail Jacinda shares, and when she finishes, he steps forward with the same unwavering confidence he displayed earlier. He adds his own findings, details Jacinda didn't know, connections she hadn't yet discovered, and evidence that reinforces every claim she just made. Together, their accounts form a complete picture, one too strong to deny, too interconnected to dismiss. And with Laura now fully aware of the scope of the situation, the gravity settles over the room. She realizes the decisions she must make next won't be easy. They may even spark a ripple effect through the entire community. But the truth is undeniable, and the time for action has arrived. Nathan, seeing hesitation flicker across the person they're confronting, repeats his position clearly. He's not backing down. His voice echoes with certainty. He's committed to seeing this through, no matter the opposition. It's not a threat, it's a promise. And it becomes clear to everyone in the room that the situation has reached a point where either the truth comes out or the entire system collapses under the weight of secrecy. As the confrontation reaches its height, Laura steps forward at last. Her tone is calm but firm, signaling that leadership has taken control. She addresses everyone in the room, Jacinda for her bravery, Nathan for his perseverance, and the accused party for their actions, which can no longer be ignored. Her words bring structure back into the chaos. She lays out the immediate steps that will follow, decisions that must be made, and consequences that will have to be faced. The room is silent as her message settles over everyone. No one argues. No one pushes back. The truth is out now, and the ripple effect is already spreading. Jacinda exhales, the weight of her decision finally lifting. Nathan stands tall, knowing his refusal to back down played a key role in exposing the truth. And Laura, still processing the shock she experienced earlier, moves forward with clarity and determination, ready to handle the fallout. The day ends not with resolution, but with transformation. Port Charles is left buzzing with whispers about Jacinda's bold move, Laura's unexpected shock, and Nathan's unwavering stand. Tomorrow promises more questions, more consequences, and more unraveling of the secrets now forced into the light. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.